Hey everybody, good afternoon. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I am working on week 25 of the full deck challenge. The prompt this week was use your 2 favorite colors. That's a tough one for me because I love all colors. It really just depends on the color that it's going with, you know. Like last week, this blue and this yellow is one of my favorite combos. So, but this week I'm going with, I've already prepped the page. I'll explain in a minute why. These are the colors that I'm going with. Kind of a burnt orange, but also kind of going into a tangerine orange. And then, I know this is like turquoise, but mine is more like a sea green. My absolute favorite color is teal. And this is just kind of a lighter version of teal, I guess. More blue than green, though. But I had difficulty with this week. I couldn't decide what color to do. Like one of my favorite colors is bright fuchsia with olive green, and these two are one of my favorite combos. And yeah, it was a tough one. But I got a new collage soup book. It's called The Salty Dog. And there were some images in that I wanted to use, and so that's where I sort of went. My carryover this week is going to be the sewing on the page. As you can see back here, we have blue and orangish. This is the back of the card. But I wanted a little bit of texture to the card. It's mostly going to be covered up. But yeah, so my carryover is from thread last week. I did thread on this one. And then, of course, my normal label, which is my constant every week. All right, let me get into this. Yeah, I love those collage soup. I mean, I do the eBooks because right now I'm not spending my money on Amazon. It's just a choice I've made. I like that with the eBooks, you can also, you know, download and use them, essentially the images, as many times as you want. Whereas when you get the physical books, if I had cut this page up, that would be what I had. So I kind of like the ebooks. There's just 1 or 2 books that they don't have yet. I have a little wish list from that site. And so one thing I did do is I did take these pencils and I colored in a little bit. The color, you know, these colors were already on, but I filled them in just a little bit more just to kind of make them stand out a little bit more. Because I wanted to use the jellyfish because I love the ocean. I love jellyfish. But I wanted to use this woman, and she's wearing more of a red maroon shirt. So I took a little bit of the orange pencil and colored it in so it would be more towards my color scheme. So, I don't know. I used to be kind of obsessed with the ocean. And I should say that I live right near an ocean. It's 5 minutes away from me. But I don't like sand. I like the ocean. I like the water. Although where I live, it's too cold to go swimming, unfortunately. Unless you're wearing a suit. I don't mean a swimsuit. I mean like a sorry, like a, you know, the, why am I suddenly blanking on what those things are called? The surfers around here wear the suits, like the diving suits, but lighter. You know, they're made of, I don't know why I'm blanking on all of this, other than I'm old and I'll suddenly remember it as soon as I'm done with my video. So I fussy cut these out yesterday, and I did do a little bit of inking around them so that they wouldn't be so, whoops. I had him under, I wanted them to be kind of on the same. You can see a little bit. I just didn't want them to be so white because the background is mostly, it's blue, but the colors are like off-white, so. I don't know. I really wanted this sort of old, she reminds me of like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, like old vintage diving outfit. And that's what I had in my mind. Because I used to love, that's what I was trying to say. I used to love Jacques Cousteau. I used to watch his specials all the time. I thought it was so neat to be underwater. And no, I do not know how to scuba dive. I'm not what you would call calm in, I mean, certain situations, but if I suddenly had to be calm and, you know, slowly get back to the surface, I can't really promise that I would be able to do that because I'm not that calm. If I'm panicked, I'm panicked, and that's just the way it is, and there is no calming me in, you know. I mean, I've been calm in situations with my daughter when she was younger, and I've been not calm in situations with my daughter when she was younger. So I know that I'm not the type of person that could scuba dive and just calmly go to the surface if I needed to because of some threat of danger. So I was going to use less of this, and now I'm using more of it. Maybe I could do it this way. No, this still takes up. So yeah. Yeah. So I am not I scuba dive. We went to Kauai a couple of years ago, and my daughter and her boyfriend and I went out on one of the tour boats. And after we had gone and, you know, seen the coast and that on Naapali coastline, we went snorkeling. And so snorkeling I'm good with, but otherwise I'm not. So I'm going to do a little bit of white splatter, but I didn't want it on the fish's face, so I'm just going to use some of this paper towel I had on my desk. I don't mind it getting on the jellyfish, but I didn't want it on the faces of the other creatures. So when I initially pulled stuff out, this was my initial, it's an old vintage, and I was going to do something with this butterfly. So you can see it was the same. It's one of my favorite color combos. So it's kind of a reddish orange with the turquoisey sea blue sort of. And these things that I use down here, I wanted to tell you that they are from Tim Holtz. The bottom one is from this pack, TH94222. And then the one behind it is from this pack, TH94152. So I've been noticing that other creators let people know that, and so I wanted to make sure that I included that in case anybody wanted the info on the tags I was using. And all the images are from the Salty Dog. I don't need this much paper towel on her face. I just want it there. And this the background I used was from the How Did Your Garden Grow, also from Collage Soup. It's just one of the backgrounds they chose. So just wanted a little bit of splatter. I love splatter. I think it looks so neat. Yeah, there we go. And I didn't get it on their faces. I mean, it probably would have been fine on the fish faces, but I don't like my look. It would have gone right on their eyeball and it would have looked weird. Because that's the way things go for me. Anyway, yeah, so this is my card for today. Card 25. See, I've covered up part of the words, which I'm okay with. It just says favorite colors. The prompts are really just for me to remember. But here's the color. One of my favorite color combos to use. And then I put some things on the back just for the heck of it. See how this is like lighter, but I colored it in a little bit more using these pencils. So these are just Prismacolor. Oh yeah. Marine is the blue, and then this is Rouge Scarlet. Oh, aquamarine and scarlet red, which it's more of an orange. I don't know. Scarlet red to me is a different color. To me, that's the color she had on initially before I put a little bit of the orange tint on it. But, yeah, so this is today's. I'm actually quite happy with this card this week. Just need the white to dry and I'm all done. And this was last week's. These are two of my favorite cards so far. At 25 weeks, I'm finally getting the hang of it. Okay, thanks for joining me today. I hope that everybody is having a wonderful, today is Thursday, having a good Thursday. It's been a good one so far for me. And I'll see you on the next challenge. Thank you.